This conference will now be recorded.
So in previous session, we have seen how we can create a data set using my data flow. So from the scratch, we have created a data set with opportunity account and the opportunity account owner. So combine everything and we have created a data set. So now let's see the next topic. How am I going to create a data set with recipe? To understand what is recipe and why I need to create data set with using that and how we are going to do that, we'll see. So a data set we can create using data flow and also recipe. Okay, so what recipe exactly going to do it? So when I say recipe, it's nothing but we'll use some sequence of transformation that going to apply on a source data set and create a new data set. For example, when I create a recipe, we'll understand in more detail. But for now, understand there is some kind of transformation which we can add on a data set and we can convert or we can create another data set simply. Okay. Or more specifically, if I say the purpose of recipe is to modify or enrich existing data set available in Einstein analytics. Okay, so simply let make a note for you. So recipe nothing but more specific if we say is to enrich existing data set available in Einstein platform. So in the previous session, we have created a data set. I want to do some transformation on top of that, and I will use the new data set in my dashboard or wherever I want to make it as a source. Okay. So to modify the existing data set, what do we do? We need some kind of transformation. So I will show you what kind of transformation we can apply on a data set through the recipe and how I am going to create it. So whenever you use a recipe, it will always create a new data set. What it means, let me show you diagrammatically what I'm trying to say here. Let me open it. So I'll just have a rough diagram, so which will explain what exactly I'm trying to convey to you. So now let's consider I have created a data set. Okay, like this I may have the multiple data sets. So I can take one data set or multiple data set. I can apply some kind of transformation on this data set. Let's consider this is opportunity which contains the data of my all region. Now you can do some filter transformation so that I want to get opportunity only for APAC region. Okay, or I can do more filter transformation. I want only the closed opportunity of APAC region. So that filter I can do, and I can take another data set. I can join this, and finally I can get a new data set. So what I'm trying to say, recipe will always create a new data set. It's not going to override any existing data set. You apply the transformation what you want on existing data set and create a new data set. So that we can do. And when you create a recipe, you can run that immediately or you can schedule a recipe. Whatever you do, always it will go and run on the target data set. Finally, I'll get a target data set. I'll show you how this is going to happen and how I'm going to create a recipe and what other things we're going to do here. To understand that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to Salesforce now. I'm in my Einstein Analytics org. Now in the App Launcher, I'm going to my Analytics Studio here. So from Analytics Studio, what I can do, simply I can go and click my Data Manager, which I have shown you in previous session. I'm in Data Manager now. From Data Manager, what I can do, I can click on Data Flow and Recipe. You can see here there is something called Data Flow and Recipe. So if I go to my Data Flow and Recipe, then you can see there is two tabs, Data Flow and Recipe. So if I click on this recipe, what is going to happen? You can get a button called Create Recipe. You can see in the right side there is a button Create Recipe. Once you click on this, we will get option to create a recipe. So here I can take a existing data set or my connected data, and then I can do transformation and create a new data set. Okay, so when you come to this, you will get first option. To start building a recipe, we have to select what is my input data, nothing but to understand. So on which data set you want to run a recipe or add a recipe. Okay, that you can select. That's our first activity. So now if I go here, I'm going to select a data set. Okay, so now you can see there are multiple data sets we have. Let's consider I'm going to take the previous data set which we have created. Here is my OPP. I can select that. Okay, then you can see in the right side in this data set what are the columns we have, everything you can see. Do you want to keep all these columns in your recipe or not? You can select here, or if you want anything to remove, you can simply check or uncheck these check boxes. Right now I'm keeping all. Okay, and now simply I'm clicking on the next. Okay, so now I have selected one data set and I can do different transformation on this data set to create a new or targeted data set. Okay, so now how I can do it? So here if you see on this recipe page, we have multiple options. So these are nothing but my node. This is the node of my data set. If you want to add a new data set, like multiple data set I can take, then I can do the join or append, and I can do a targeted data set depending on what kind of transformation I want to do. So looking on all these things, if you see here, if I want to add a new data set or new connected data, you can see option here, select data. I can select from here, or you can see here the plus icon. You click on plus icon, it says what other thing I can do, transformation. I can implement the transform, I can use the filter, I can do the aggregate, or I can do the discovery predict, and I can join this multiple data sets in one join operations, like you can do inner join, outer join, full join. I'll show you this everything. And if you want multiple data set to append and output as one data set, you can do that. And finally the final output, what we want, we can see the output. All these options we have. And now if you hover on this data node or I click, what is going to happen? You see in the, if you click any node in the down, you can see the details of it. So if you see here, what is going to happen? So whatever the columns or whatever the data we have on this data set, everything you can see in this place. You can see all columns what I have picked up in my data set, everything available here. Okay, as a preview. And if you click on this column tab, you can see whatever the column, what is the type, and what is the source, everything you can see. So let's consider I have two data set I combined or I appended. Then I have one data set, target data set I want to see. Then you can see data set associate from which source. So my column name is API name, the type is dimension or measure what data type it's available, and from which source. And if you want to see here, you can see what is the dataset name, what is API name, on which location it's available. And if you want to modify the name, simply you can click this edit and you can modify and you can give descriptions. Okay, so now same way, if I want to add a data, what we can do? So now if you see, okay, before go that, let me show you one more options here. So now you can see there is one more option called column profile. So now if you see in this preview, we have many columns. Let's consider I'm in name column. I want to know more detail about this column. Simply you can see there is a column profile option. So you can click on this, then you can see the profile and attribute. It talks about in this column how many values are there, how many missing value is there. Let's see, this name column have totally 581 values, and maybe some values may be missing. Everything we can see here. And what are the frequent values being used, how many times it's used, everything. Let's consider I'm in the stage column, and if you see frequent values, so closed one I have 390 records, qualification I have 47 records, 47 times it's there. You can see frequently what values are being used, and you can see the attributes. So the API name and what is my column type, everything you can see here. Okay, so this is nothing but my profiling on the column. So if you want to expand, you can expand from here. Let me close it. So now we understood whenever I want to create a recipe, I can select a data set or connected data and I can do it. So once I do it, then what is the next going to happen? So now the recipe what we create, so I can do some kind of transformation, like I can add the data, I can append the data, I can perform some joins, Okay, all this kind of we can do. So let's start with the transformation. If I want to do transformation on these data, what transformation I can do? So if you click on this plus icon, okay, if you see here, you can see there is a node called as transform. So what kind of transform I can do? If I click on transform, now it's a okay. These are the different kind of transformation we have. Like uh, we can use some kind of field. Okay, let me collapse it. Okay, so see, we can like transform how we do. We can do some kind of filter also. Okay, so in the transform, what we can do, nothing but I am transforming my data to something else. Let's I have data in lowercase alphabets. I want to change to uppercase. Okay, or I want to do substring, or I want to remove a column from this data set, or I want to do bucketing. So all these things I can do it here. So what it means, so now if you see, these are the multiple options we have. Let's consider you want to hide, you can use these options. Okay, let me show you the easiest one. Let's consider I want to convert some column to uppercase, I can do from here, or I want to convert to lowercase, I can do it here. For example, the owner name what we have, this is my owner name. The owner name what we have, or let's consider the stage what I have, I want to convert all to uppercase. Simply I can click on this. So once you click on this, in the left side you can see the transformation window open. So it says okay, I have a original column stage where I want to apply the change, or I want to transform it. So do you want to apply on the original column itself, or do you want to create a new column and delete this original column, or do you want to keep the both column, new column and keep original? How you want, you can do. So I'm saying only I want to update this original column. Okay, so simply I can select and I can click apply. So now depending on what type of transformation you do, you will get the options in this transform window. So now I select okay, in the original column I want to do a transform uppercase, I click apply. And now if you see, one transformation we did on the stage to convert that to uppercase. If you see now, the stage got changed as uppercase. Okay, let's consider this new business, whatever I have, I do not want to use it, I can remove it. Or let's consider this owner mobile phone, this field I do not want to use. Okay, if you see the profiling here, so I do not have any data here. Simply I saw there is missing value of 581, there is no data on my owner mobile phone, so I want to hide it or delete it. So that we can do. So now you can see multiple options we have here, what do you want to do. So if you see here, I have one option called hide, one option called trim, I have one option called substring. I want to split data in two columns, that I can do here. I can do uppercase, lowercase, I can replace the data. Okay, I can convert some uh, like data type of the column. So if this field we have, do you want to convert to measure or date, that we can do from here. Or if there is a date type, if you want to format the date, you can go to these options, like how we do the bucketing in report and dashboard. Same way you can do bucketing here, or you can flatten here, you can edit any attribute. We can drop the column here. You can see I want to drop this column, simply I can click on this, I want to drop. So remove input column from the recipe, leaving you with a subset of column to use in the recipe transformation. Okay, you can drop or you can hide it. If you want to hide, so simply you click on this, like how in the Excel sheet you hide it, it will be working that way. So if you want to drop the column, simply I can select okay, what columns I want to drop. You can select from here, or you can type the column names also from here. So once you apply it, then my column will be removed from the sheet. Okay, you can see now I do not have owner phone number, like owner email I have, but I do not have owner phone number. So that kind of transformation also we can do. Same way, let's think I want to use a bucketing, one transformation I want to do. So I have different type of stage. So I want to divide that in the three part. In the stage which are closed on, I'll mark as closed. Which are negotiation or perception, I will mark it as in progress. okay, and which are some other states I'll mark as started, for example, or contacted. I want to do that kind of bucketing. So when I want to do bucketing, what I can do, on which column you want to do bucketing, select it. Then you can see the options. What is the bucketing options? Click on the bucket. Then you can see here, let me expand it to see in more detail. If I go here, you can see what kind of bucketing you want to do. Bucket string value into category. It's the similar thing as you do in report and dashboard. So we define value for each bucket, then we'll see what is happening. So it's nothing but like I can put multiple values in one category. Okay, so that category can represent the data completely. Okay, so now let's consider I want to create a bucket which I say closed. In the closed, nothing but I can take which is closed on. Let's consider I can take qualification. These two I'll mark as closed, for example, to understand now. I click on apply. Same way I want to take negotiation and needs analysis and proposal and price quote. Okay, negotiation, proposal, price quote. This I will take as let's consider in progress, for example. Okay, and what others I have, I will keep that with some other values. Let's consider started, or you can say like perception analysis, need analysis, prospecting, value proposition. Let's I can say started. Some value grouping I have given only. So you can see three type of bucketing I have created, and if there is any null value I have, I can bucket the null value as a other, and if any value left out, I can set as other. Then I want to keep both the columns so that I will understand what bucketing I did. Then what is the column label I want? I can say stage type as a new column I want to create. I click apply. Now you see the bucketing happen here. If you see there is a stage type game, it's closed. If you click on this, if you see this column profile about this, so there is three value: closed, started, and in progress. Okay, so that kind of bucketing we did here. So like this, what I'm trying to say here, what type of transformation you want, you can apply. Let's consider you want to take from this owner name. If I go to owner name, if I do the profiling here, so if you see, I do not have any missing values. 581 values are there with different names. Now I want, with this name, I want to do a substring. So this is as a task to you, you try it. So when I want to do transformation of substring, simply you can see what is the substring or split we have. Let's consider this data I want to split in two parts as a first name and last name. So anything before space I will treat as a first name, and anything after space I'll make it as a last name. So you can split it. If I click on the split, now you can see this is the task which you need to do it. So now you can see how I'm going to use delimiter. So now between this the data what I want to transform, do you want to divide or do you want to part it or split it with a delimiter as a dash or so comma or semicolon or space? How do you want? Okay, then you want to keep a new column or what? So now you can see I'm splitting in two parts. So what is my first column name going to be? What is my second column name going to be? But then you can click apply. So you can see like this multiple of transformation we can do. So you can divide this into first name, last name, how you want. Okay, same way, once you do this transformation, let me, for example, I completed all this transformation of what I need to do. You can see everything is same. If you want to like substring or split, if you want to trim the data, if you click on the trim, then the leading in space in the starting or end, that you can remove it. Okay, and same way, if you see other transformation like replace, if you want to replace some data, I'll find out the data for Dennis Howard to Devashish Jana. If I want to replace the data, I can simply use the replace. So which value you want to replace with what, that you can try here. Okay, same way if you see there is other transformation like bucketing you saw, you can see detect sentiment, that also will talk of what exactly going to happen. Okay, So like these multiple things we have what we are going to do in the transformation. You can do replace, substring, split. You can convert to dimension to measure or any other data type you can say. Okay. So all kind of transformation you can do. So with recipe, you can implement a transformation to a data set. So it's always that means what we're going to achieve here. So it does not always need more than one data set to use recipe. Okay. So if you may have one data set, convert, apply transformation and create your new data set, or you can take multiple data set, put the transformation on each data set, then append it to create a new data set. That also you can do how you want. Okay. So if you have multiple data sets, then you can use as a append data that I will show you here. Once I have this data, then I want to append or I want to add some more data to it. If I click on this plus icon, now you can see what I want to do. Let me minimize it. If I click on this plus icon, so whenever you want to add a new data or a new node, simply you have to click this plus icon. Once you click plus icon, you have option what you want to do. Okay, you want to join with some other data set, you can click on this join. Or if I click join, let's consider what opportunity I have. With this opportunity, I want to take all the okay, all other opportunity also. The opportunity what I have, and with that I want to take all other opportunity or any other users, whatever data you want, you can take, or opportunity line item, what you want, you can take. For example, I want to take the data with my opportunities, one more data set what I have. So when I'm selecting here, you have option, you can get data set or connected object what you want. And once you select, you can see the left right side, whatever the columns we have and which one you want, then you can click on the next, for example. Okay, so now this is my data what we have. So now when I want to join, I'll get multiple options. Like you want to do lookup, like the data which are matching with my current opportunity you want to get from there. Okay, or you can do the left join, right join, inner join, or outer join. So this is nothing but the data set what we have selected now. It's not ran in a while. So if you are like, we can go to my data set and we can run it once to refresh my data. So that's why this one image is come here. That's fine. We can run and we can see also. So now what type of join you want to do, you can do. I want to keep outer join. Okay, so nothing but it's like a full join. It include all row from recipe data and opportunities, regardless of what they match or not. So it depends on what you want. If you want to left join, you can select the what is your matching criteria. If you want to do right join, you can select what is your matching criteria. Everything. Okay, it's nothing but like union or intersection. How you do in your mathematics, same kind of thing. Okay, so once you do it, we can apply. Okay, once you apply, you can see the join how going to happen. So this joins to one part. So now if I want to filter, so I can select this, I can click on the plus. Let's consider I filter it. Only I'm looking on the opportunity which are closed. That kind of filter I want to do. So simply I can keep on filter on my opportunity stage. Okay, let's that whatever you want, we can do it. Let's consider I want to take the stage name, okay, or stage in the opportunity object. So from there, this field I want to add a value. What I want, do you want to all stage or do you want to add some other values? What is the operator you want? So equal, does not equal, what you want. So if you want to all values, we can add all, you can apply. Okay, like there's some conditions which you want, we can add in the filter. So same way, once I join, I'll go here, I'll put as a filter. Okay, so I can add a filter here simply when I'm showing. So here I can go to select my opportunity stage, or you can filter based on a date range. What you want, you can do it. So let's consider I want to take the opportunity stage from the source as opportunity, or you can say, let me go off source as range opportunity. Let me search stage. So this is my stage name, for example. Okay, I want to put the opportunity uh, filter here. Let's stage name. So I want to take as a closed one. I want to take only the closed one. Simply select apply. So now my opportunity got filtered. Okay, I click on apply. Now you can see I have one more filter. So like this, what type of transformation you do, you can set it. You can append multiple data set into one data set. So if you want to append, then you can do that. You can join. Then you finally, once you do everything, you can go and add one output set here. Once you set output, so now you can say I'm going to create a new data set with combining two different set with different transformation and filter we added. Then I'm going to have a new data set. This is the thing only which we did right now. Okay, so now I can give a dataset name. You want to write to a dataset or CSV file. So when you run a recipe directly, you can get a CSV file also, or if you want to add in a dataset, you can do it. And what is the dataset name you want to give? For example, I'm just going to give the name as recipe. Okay, let's see, uh, dredge opportunity. To understand, I give this name. Where I want to store, you can keep in private app or shared app, wherever you want. Then you can define, this is nothing but security predicate, which I have covered in upcoming sessions. You can see how I'm going to implement security. Okay, that I'll not talk now. I have covered completely in the upcoming sessions. Okay, then I click on apply now. So now it's nothing but completely my data set with the help of different transformation with different filters. We have created a new data set completely. Once you're done, you can save it here with a recipe name. Simply I can say the data set what I have. With that I have created a recipe. Let REC closed opportunity, for example. I click on the save. So this is nothing but one new recipe got created with combining my previous data set and one more data set opportunities. We join that, we put some transformation, we put some filter, and then we output as a new data set. Okay, once we done this, you can go and run it also. You can simply click save and run also. Okay, so now saved, then recipe has been queued to run. So similar way, you can go to data manager and you can see how this recipe is running or how the data set is being created. So like this, many more interesting things we have in Einstein Analytics. I'm just giving complete overview how you can work on this, and all the options we have very self-explanatory. You can try all the options what I'm covering here. Thank you. Stay tuned for next session.